Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 100% lives up to all the hype and anticipation by delivering not just an incredible Super Smash Bros. Game, but easily the best entry in the franchise. They weren't kidding when they called it Ultimate. It has 74 characters at launch, 103 stages, over 800 songs. It's just staggering how much content they've put into this game. Thankfully though, Ultimate's vast quantity is matched by a high level of quality at every level.
Ready? Go!
Ultimate's roster is impressive, featuring every character from past Smash Bros. Games, as well as new DLC characters such as Super Mario's Piranha Plant and Persona 5's Joker. Every character featured in previous Smash games is here, and yes, that means you can play as Link, Young Link, or Toon Link. It also means fan favourite crossover character Snake is back, alongside the duo that was too powerful for the 3DS, the Ice Climbers. It wouldn't be called Ultimate if it didn't include brand new characters, and while it's less than previous games, they have really stepped it up. The once too big for Smash Bros. Ridley finally makes his debut as a fighter. He's fast, strong, and features a final smash that fits Samus's nemesis perfectly. Konami brings the vampire hunters Simon and Richter Belmont from Castlevania, quickly becoming a favourite of mine. The pair replicate the feeling of a Castlevania game perfectly, bringing their iconic vampire killing whip, extending their reach more than you'd expect, as well as spells from the series such as the glorious Throwing Axe. Other characters such as Pokemon Sun and Moon's Incineroar, Splatoon Squid Kids, and King K. Rool from Rare's Donkey Kong Country are very welcome additions, sporting playstyles that the game didn't have previously. It would honestly be a weaker game without them in the roster. Returning characters have had more attention too. Ganondorf has reverted to his classic Ocarina of Time look he had in Super Smash Bros. Melee, as well as gaining a new sword attack, giving him a new powerful reaching move. Link also now has his champion's tunic and remote bombs from Breath of the Wild. Clone characters, who are now called Echo Fighters, have also been changed to give them a point of difference to the characters they copy. For instance, new Echo Fighter Dark Samus changes things up visually, as well as having specific abilities do different effects, like the charge beam being fired slightly lower. While these changes are pretty subtle, it does make the previous clones feel more like fully realised characters, though not quite all the way. Stages are obviously a major part of Smash Bros, with many stages returning from across its history, from the Nintendo 64's simple and blocky Hyrule Castle to Wii U's Midgar. New stages take us to Breath of the Wild's Hyrule, or Super Mario Odyssey's New Donk City. The variety is huge. Previous editions remain, like the tournament-style variant of every stage, and now each stage also supports the 8-player battles from the Wii U version. My favourite new addition though is the stage morph, allowing you to essentially play 2 stages in a single match. It's impressive and exciting when set to random, as you never know what you're gonna get. Ultimate shares a very similar art style to Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, but mechanically as well. Ultimate reiterates on what was already a great feeling game, while making subtle tweaks and changes that make it feel like a substantial improvement. It's definitely a faster game, and everything feels more responsive, and it's clearly better for it. Ultimate also reintroduces Melee's air dodge, giving you a way to have more control when you're airborne. It also adjusts damage in a one-on-one fight, making fighters deal more damage, as well as things like spamming the dodge button makes you dodge slower. All of these changes add up to the most competitive Super Smash Bros. Game since Melee. Most players, however, want it to be that casual game that's perfect for a group of friends to just play, and as always, Nintendo has delivered that experience perfectly. New additions like a final smash meter building up throughout a match, making those big impressive final smashes feel part of general play, rather than, chasing down the floating item, which still does exist. If you aren't a fan of that change though, or many other changes, Ultimate has given players greater control than ever on how a game is set up, such as disabling final smashes altogether if you want, as well as we can now save previous setup matches, so it's easier to go into a 3-stock match or whatever kind of match you want now. This is such a great change that also removes the stop pressing buttons I have to set it up first. We've all been there. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has the most substantial single-player offerings in the franchise, featuring returning modes like Classic to the new enormous and replayable World of Light. World of Light is just the next step in what Melee's Adventure Mode and Brawl's Subspace Emissary started. It's pretty much an RPG, with the new spirit system acting as stats and modifiers for your fighter. As you battle and defeat enemies, you unlock the character they represent as a spirit, such as a different coloured Yoshi representing Flareon, Jolteon and Vaporeon from Pokemon, to Zero Suit Samus representing Metal Gear's The Boss, who killed me a lot. The map itself is a beautiful mashup of the places found in the many games featured in Super Smash Bros., including dungeons that include the literal map from Donkey Kong Country, or pretty much Dracula's castle from Castlevania. The single best part of World of Light is the boss fights that actually feel like a boss. Geiger Bowser was the first I faced, and I started to use normal tactics I'd use in a Dark Souls game, watching attack patterns, blocking and dodging at the right time. There are only a few bosses, but each of them were fun and challenging to take on. Overall, it's pretty fun and gives you a long-term single-player mode that will challenge your skills and, eventually, your patience, as World of Light is not without its issues. At 25 hours or so to clear the map, it becomes a grind as each battle, aside from bosses, starts to feel very similar, despite attempts to change them up using different spirits, stage hazards, and an occasional new objective. It lacks a lot of the charm of Brawl's Subspace Emissary, and would have been nice to have a few platforming levels and more crossover cutscenes that made that mode really memorable for me, even if Subspace Emissary still had a problem of length. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is an essential game for every owner of a Nintendo Switch console, and after playing this series throughout my life and enjoying every entry, and yes, I enjoyed Brawl, this is my favourite. Its roster is full of characters from across the gaming world, representing so many games many of us, myself included, grew up playing. New characters are all a perfect fit, with many of these characters I frequently return to, and I cannot wait for future DLC characters to be revealed if they're as good as Persona 5's Joker. World of Light is a fun mode to slowly play through, as it's very long and will get repetitive in long sessions. It's still the best overall single player mode in the series, as some of its best moments are truly special. Super Smash Bros. Actually caters for everyone of all skill levels, from casual players to the competitive, to those who just want to verse friends, to those who just want to play it alone. They will all find a reason to play this game, and hopefully, love it as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, and hopefully, we'll see you again. Goodbye.